While more vacationers are able to enjoy the North Carolina coast, there are people who had to cancel their beach trip because of the pandemic.
Vacationers who couldn't access their rented beach homes in Dare County are going to court demanding refunds, which they were promised but never came. Tonight, consumer investigator Steve Sprache is getting answers for anyone who's in that same situation.
He explains why the renters felt they had to file a lawsuit to get their cash.
Whether it was a hurricane or cut electrical cable creating an extended blackout, those who rented beach homes were able to get refunds in the past for properties they couldn't occupy. So when Dare County prohibited access because of COVID-19, those who couldn't get to their rental homes thought that refunds were in order. Most rental firms said they'd do that, but the rental broker Surf and Sound decided against those refunds.
We're dealing with a lot of very frustrated people.
Thwarted in their attempts to get refunds, the renters formed this Facebook group titled Surf or Sound Owes Us a Refund Due to the Pandemic. The private group has 800 members. Now, some of those renters have filed a class action lawsuit.
They made a promise that folks would get a refund, but then the shutdown was longer than they thought. And it was 6 weeks instead of 2 weeks. But they came to the conclusion that we're just not going to give these people their money back.
The North Carolina Real Estate Board and the Attorney General both say that the renters are owed refunds. But the attorney for Surf and Sound says renters knew they weren't getting refunds, saying the contracts they signed explicitly said that. In addition, he says state law excludes pandemic closures.
When there's been governmental interference between a landlord and a tenant, that the government is the responsible party.
He says Surf and Sound doesn't own any of the homes, but rather acts as a broker for those whose properties it rents.
Surf and Sound has been working very hard to allow tenants to switch to different weeks, different properties, even upgraded properties.
But the attorney for the renter says the offer to switch has time limits which are unacceptable.
If you don't tell us by June 19th, then we're going to take that offer off the table. A lot of our clients are very upset about that.
Because class action suits can take a long time, those who are going to court are hoping that Surf or Sound decides it doesn't want to engage in a lengthy litigation process and instead will just issue the refunds. Working for you, I'm consumer investigator Steve Sprache.